Hello and welcome everybody to a very special edition of Inside Guns with the Yankee Marshal. And by special edition, I mean I had already filmed an episode for today, which I'm going to have to post tomorrow now, which I think is Thanksgiving. I got my days all screwed up. It's after midnight. I don't know what day it is or what time it is. One of the bad things about being unemployed and the coronavirus, and I say unemployed, I'm retired. I'm not like I am a deadbeat, but you all know the story. But I never know what day it is. That's the point. Or seldom know what time it is. But I wanted to make a special edition of the show today, even though I'd already filmed one, because there's a topic going around that people are sending me emails on. They're sending me links to videos on. And here's another thing. Please don't send me links to videos to a specific puffy-faced policeman who does nothing but turn purple and get gruffy at the camera while not knowing what they're talking about. I don't need that. I mean, I know he's special, but that's as much as I'm going to say on that. But I want to talk about what everybody's talking about right now, and it's the ATF. And there's supposedly this breaking news that the ATF is gunning for pistol braces, and they're using this thing as an example. Apparently there's a lot of ATF stories going on now. There's also another YouTuber who apparently had some trouble with the ATF over some of those oil can silencers, which I said I would never buy one, but didn't care if anybody else bought one. And apparently me saying I would never buy one and talking about them in my video ended up being used by the company to market them, which I'm fine with, don't care. Although it is a Chinese company, and I'm like, don't buy power products from Chinese companies. If you're getting stuff imported from a Chinese company, shame on you. Buy something domestic. Any chance you can, unless that's the only option. Like try to find an iPhone made in even Mexico or anything. I don't think you will. But like I say, since this is a special event here, a special episode, if you see some weird editing, it's because I'm reading notes and don't know what I'm talking about here. But I wanted to talk about, like I said, how the ATF is supposedly going after pistol braces. Now, this is a story that I read on ammoland.com. I think that's what it's called. And I got emails sent to me and people were hinting about it and all this other stuff. And to me, it seems like a nothing story. I read it. I looked through all of it. I'm just like, I don't understand what everybody's upset about, other than the fact that the ATF exists. That's something to be upset about. But as far as the pistol brace thing going on, people did that whole, the ATF's going rogue a long time ago. And I'm like, what a bunch of blather. It's a bunch of old hens just running around trying to stir up shit. Because the ATF can't go rogue. The ATF is not an autonomous organization that has any authority on its own. It is under the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security, which is under the executive branch. They can't wipe their asses without permission from the Attorney General and the Director of Homeland Security. So this whole notion that they're somehow taking it upon themselves to do things, they can't. They're just a tool of the government, mainly the executive branch. So this whole idea that they can go rogue is an idea based in ignorance of how they even function. But let's deal with this topic, this SB brace. Apparently this comes from a company, well, actually it wasn't the company that broke the story, but it was someone else who made the story, but it's concerning this company. I believe they're SB Tactical. I think that might be the name. I'm hoping that's the right name, SB Tactical. They make braces. Well, apparently they got a letter from the ATF saying, hey, you say on your website that your braces are ATF approved and you have 23 versions of your brace. Well, you've only submitted 2 for approval, which they approved, so you could only say those 2 are approved. The other ones are not approved. They have not been officially evaluated. Now, as long as they didn't change anything or make anything substantially different, I don't think there will be any problem with those braces. But the ATF letter doesn't even say there is a problem with those other braces. They don't say those other braces are illegal. They just say you can't advertise that they've been ATF approved if they haven't been ATF approved, if you've never submitted them. So basically, 21 of your 23 pistol braces have not been evaluated. So you cannot advertise that they are, because that is unfair to the consumer. You can't tell the consumer something false about your product. Like, I can't make 10 different products, have one of them approved by the FDA, and say all my products are FDA approved if those other products aren't similar or the same as the one that I did have approved. Can't do that. I also can't make substantial changes to a product. Like I can't make a homeopathic toothpaste or something, submit it to the FDA, and they go, yep, that's all right. And then I put it on my website and say FDA approved. And then I say also, I put FDA approved in big letters at the top, and I'll say also try our new one with more arsenic. That wouldn't be FDA approved. And the FDA could say, that one, we didn't approve that one. The other one, yes. That one, no. And that's basically what's going on here. They're just saying, we've only evaluated 2 of your braces, so you can't advertise that they've all been evaluated. Now, I couldn't give 2 shits about that or not. But that's what they're saying. And some people are saying, oh, they're being all arbitrary, and they're making these. I'm like, why are they being arbitrary? They are clearly saying, you submitted 2 for approval. We approved those 2. We haven't approved the other 21. And until you do send them in for evaluation and get approvals on them, you can't advertise them like you've had them approved. Now, they didn't say you have to stop selling them or anything like that. They took no active measures to prevent those pieces from being marketed. They just had issue with the way they were being advertised. And they still had no issue with the ones that they had evaluated being advertised as ATF approved. So I'm not understanding where people are getting all this anger and all this, fear and all this, I'm so mad at the ATF. Although, like I say, you should always be mad at the ATF, but I don't understand why this is different. Now, there is one story they talk about in this about a shotgun, apparently, that got submitted to the ATF and got rejected by saying, this is a short barrel shotgun. The pistol brace on this gun is not a pistol brace. The strap is not designed in a way that you can actually stabilize it to your hand. It looks like it's obviously just there to try to say, look, it's got a strap, but it's not functional. Actually using the pistol brace put the gun at an awkward angle, made it difficult to use. The only way you could use it normally would be to put it to your shoulder. So they determined that that shotgun was not a legal item. It was not a non-NFA item, because that was a shouldering device, not a brace. And apparently that brace was made by SB Tactical. And I think that's their name, like I said, not sure. Don't hold me to it. And I don't think their name's really important. So in that one case, that gun with that stock didn't work, because all those other things, because they evaluate them on things other than just the stock. They evaluate them on like overall length of the product with the stock on it, the trigger reach with the stock put on it, all kinds of different things. There's multiple different factors that can make it not be a non-NFA item, even if it could be a non-NFA item on another gun. So SB Tactical says they have no knowledge of this, and it's all arbitrary, and they don't understand it, and blah, blah, blah. And I read through it, and I don't see anything arbitrary, and I don't see how it's hard to understand. This one item, with that brace on it, wasn't a non-NFA item. That brace was not functional on that gun in a way to use it as a brace. The person might have modified it, whatever. SB Tactical, like I said they have no idea what this was. They have no clue. Oh, we don't know anything about that. And I find that story absolutely credible. I have no problem thinking they don't even know this gun was ever submitted, because there's nothing that says that gun was submitted by them. Someone else could have designed a shotgun product and used an SB brace to make it. But because of the way they made it, that brace now makes it an illegal item, or at least an NFA item that you would have to get a tax stamp for. So I don't have any problem believing that happened. People use people's parts all the time. Very few people, when they put together a new construction, mill everything from scratch. So I have no problem believing SB Tactical knew nothing about this. But as far as looking at this study on this one shotgun, it makes perfect sense to me. In this case, that SB brace wasn't acting as a brace. Maybe it had been modified, or maybe it just wasn't applicable to this design of a gun. And therefore, this would not be a non-NFA item. Therefore, you did not get ATF approval. Like I say, that doesn't speak anything to the brace itself or to SB Tactical or whatever they're called. So I don't understand, because that letter is, like I said, just regards that particular item. And the only interaction I've seen between the ATF and SB Tactical is that, hey, you can't advertise products as being approved if they haven't been approved. You can only advertise the ones that have been, which I believe in totally. I believe in truth in advertising. So these people that are saying that this is a big issue and that they're getting all upset, I don't understand what they're upset about. They're not saying that the braces that they had approved are somehow now not approved. They're just saying the ones they haven't approved haven't been approved, and you can't advertise them that way. And they're not in any way saying you can't sell those other 21. At no time did they ever say that. Now, I did read this one clip here from someone, not sure who said this. It was in the original article. And it says, the ATF report claims that since the July 2018 letter, oh, and remember, a lot of this started back in 2018, so it's not like it's brand new stuff. They just now got documents from the ATF for some reason. But if this was something the ATF was working on in 2018 to illegalize pistol braces, I think it would have happened by now. Like I said, they said SB Tactical, I guess that is their name, has continued to market these accessories as ATF compliant, which has essentially left SB Tactical's business partners ... Whenever I see ... I always wonder, what did you leave out? In a position where they are unknowingly manufacturing and marketing unregistered NFA firearms. I couldn't find that anywhere in the NFA stuff. Maybe that's somewhere and I missed it, or maybe that's a paraphrasing of something. I couldn't find that. But I can't find anything that would validate that either. I think maybe they're saying that maybe someone maybe twisted where the ATF said that if the person who made that shotgun used the SB braces to do it, they would place SB Tactical in a position where their product was being used to manufacture an illegal product without their knowledge, because it does say, you know, unknowingly. So I don't think that has to do anything with SB Tactical doing anything wrong. I think they're saying that if this manufacturer made this shotgun, SB Tactical would then have one of their parts being used in an illegal production, and they probably wouldn't like that. So I don't understand the hysteria. So in the end, all of this to me is looking like hysteria and marketing. And I don't like that. I don't like when people try to use fear and anger to make people go out and buy a product. If your product isn't good enough to sell it without trying to make people feel like they're, you know, making a statement with it, or they're never going to get one again if they don't get it now. If your product isn't good enough to stand on its own, I don't care. And I'm not saying the SB Tacticals aren't. They seem like good products to me. So you might be saying, well, are you saying don't go buy one because this is just all hysteria and scare tactics and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not saying don't go buy an SB Tactical brace. Buy one of all 23 of them. Heck, I might order a couple tomorrow myself to help them out. Buy them, give them as Christmas gifts. I don't care. I think that'd be awesome. Help out a small company that builds product for guns, and I assume they're a pro 2A business. Now watch somebody contact me tomorrow and say, you know, they donated to Biden, and you know, one of them is dating Nancy Pelosi or something. But without that knowledge now, I'm going to say I assume they're a pro Second Amendment company. Go buy their product. But I don't think these scare tactics and these divisionary things, because all they're trying to do is get people mad, and mad at one side or mad at the other side, and usually mad over things that aren't even real. And in this case, I can't see anything that's real. I can't see anything that's a threat beyond anything we already knew. The ATF sucks, and the ATF should be abolished. But this is all manipulation, and don't fall for manipulation. Go buy the products because you want the products or you like the product. Like when people ask me, should I go buy an AR before the election? Before the election, I'm like, if you want an AR. If you don't want one, don't. That's the same way I feel about this. If you want a pistol brace, go buy one. Buy a bunch of them, like I said, use them as stocking stuffers. I'm not sure how much they cost. Unless they're expensive, then I ain't buying any because I ain't got a lot of extra money right now because of the COVID. But it's fear, manipulation, overreaction. A lot of people whose monetary existence counts on them, you know, getting all red-faced and huffy and giving you false information on the internet, and their popularity depends on that. They run with this kind of shit, but I'm not finding any substance to it. But that being said, I think the fact that this is an issue, period, is disgusting. Because I think the ATF is a clear violation of everyone's constitutional rights. I think you should be able to have a short-barrel shotgun. I think you should be able to have a short-barreled rifle. And the ATF should have no say in it. And I've never understood what makes my short-barreled rifle more dangerous than another rifle that I can just take apart in two pieces and transport. And I've also never understood if you say you can't have a short barrel shotgun because you can sneak it in places, so therefore you can't have them. Well, if I'm going to break the law and shoot people, why do I care if I also get a charge for sawing the barrels off a shotgun? It doesn't make any sense. The ATF doesn't make any sense. So the ATF is a bunch of bullshit as far as I'm concerned. But also, so is manipulation. So is fear-mongering. So is hysteria. That's a bunch of bullshit too. So when people tell you stuff like this, ask for their proof. Ask for what they're basing this on. Because I sat and I read the articles, they said the information from the ATF, they said they based this on, and I'm not reading the things they're saying. And I'm definitely not reading the things that are being repeated by gun channels out there that like to sensationalize. And like I said, there's another gun channel going on with stuff from China, the suppressors, and that one I'm torn on because in principle I'm 100% on their side, but you know, personally I'm kind of like, couldn't happen to a better guy as far as I'm concerned. But you know, got to go with principle. Fuck. And be on their side, I guess. But like I said, this is a bunch of ado about nothing. I don't see the point of this. I don't see the hysteria in this. And like I said, if you want a pistol brace, go buy one. If you're afraid they're going to be made illegal, go buy one. If you're afraid they're going to be made illegal and people are going to take them from you, well, then I don't know if you want to waste your money on them or not, unless you're good at burying things. But otherwise, like I said, I don't see the issue here. I don't understand what people are upset about. They're just saying, until you get something evaluated, don't market it as being evaluated. That's all they're asking. As far as what I saw, SB Tactical no longer does that. Apparently this was going on back in 2018. Now they don't do that. So it seems to me like issue solved. They may not have had their other ones evaluated yet. But here's the thing. If they continue to sell them, no one gets in trouble for them. The ATF has no issue with them, even if they aren't evaluated yet, then I don't see the problem. And in fact, if the ATF did start having a problem with them, well then someone got in trouble, I'd be like, hey, now we've got standing for someone to sue and say this is such a stupid arbitrary thing. How is this different than this? You know, why? So good things could come from it. And I'm not sure right now why SB Tactical would even want to get involved in this. And I was about to close up, but I'm thinking of more things to say here. But I'm not sure why they'd want to get involved in this and make it even a bigger issue. Because if the ATF did get involved, like you force their hand and they come in, they evaluate their other things, and they're like, yeah, these aren't legal. You were shutting you down. Why would you want to be shut down? Just keep selling them until someone actually has a problem with them. Why say, come over here, I dare you to turn me into a criminal and shut my business down? I wouldn't do that. I'd just like, hey, I'm abiding by the rules. I'm not breaking any rules. And even if I do break a rule, I'm confident in my ability to fight in the courts and have the Constitution on my side and have the ATF have to eat crow. But I'll avoid that if I don't have to, because if the ATF stands back and goes, well, we know if we try to get them in trouble, we're going to end up eating crow, they'll just never bother you. So what's it matter? In the end, people get what they want. You get to stay in business. Win-win. So I'm not sure why they'd want to even force the issue. But like I said, if the issue ever did get forced, someone got in trouble from a product they bought off their website, unless that person modified that product in a way to make it different, that sounds like that'd be good standing for a lawsuit to me, without shutting the business down yet. So I don't understand why people are coming at this the way they're coming at it. I don't see the things they say that are there as being there. I don't see the issues they're saying. I don't see a rogue ATF. Like I said, that's not even structurally possible. So like I said, I'm going to have to give this whole story I guess 2 because, well, that's 3, I think, because it just doesn't seem to be any story there. There's no there. This just seems to be a whole bunch of noise about a whole bunch of nothing.